spurted the Bentley, boot open, a few tools. Yeah, it's nothing too serious. I mean, it's something every Bentley owner has to come to terms with, and that is the electrical problem, i.e. it uses a lot. So it has two batteries. Let me show you, I'll just turn you around. So it has a main power battery here in the back, that one there on the left hand side, and it has on the right hand side, I'll give you a bit of light, the smaller emergency battery, I'm going to call it. I don't know if that's the right term, but that's supposed to give you starting when the big battery, you know, when the big battery's flat. Although having said that, it doesn't do that on this. But anyway, this battery it's been going flat every 3 or 4 weeks if it's left to its own devices with no charger on it. And also once it goes flat, you can't get in the boot. So there is a mechanical release. I'll show you that in a minute. So this is the rear main battery, and as you can see, a clue to the amount of electrics on this vehicle. So I've managed to release the battery terminal, which is buried in the top of this plastic sort of circuit, heavy duty circuit provider, and all the power units are bolted to it. So I'm basically undoing those, because if I don't undo those, I can't even figure to get the I'm doing it all one-handed as well, obviously, for your benefit, and that's why I'm not concentrating on what I'm looking at. So we take the 4 nuts off, which is really easy to do with a 13mm socket, and hopefully this will make battery extraction much easier. And also I've taken a photograph of the power leads just to get them back. So black at the top, red at the bottom, 2 big ones in the middle. I don't think it really matters what they go on to. And oh, that one's got an extra fastener on it. I wonder if I can manage without taking that one off. It's certainly much more pliable. Oh, we've also got another black lead on top there, so we'll take him off as well. That's another, at least in this place they're nice and clean. So there we go, black lead off, there we go, all out of the way, battery exposed. Look at all that. There's the battery terminal up there, and now we've got rid of those big cables, hefty cables those, aren't they? Crikey Moses, I wonder what they're powering. There is a quick release socket here as well I can take off if I need to do. I don't know whether I do or not really. I think that's out the way sufficiently to get the battery out, so that's what we'll do. So we've got the battery out, which wasn't too big a job, but it's quite well held in behind this steel trim part of the boot, but I found a loose bolt and this bracket. There's nothing physically holding the battery in place, bar the I'm going to turn you around again. Nothing holding the battery in place apart from the this metal lip, and there's a plastic trim that just slides out of the way, so, which to be fair it's sort of reasonably substantial, so the battery's not going anywhere. But I'd very much appreciate it if anybody can tell me where that's supposed to go, because I can't find a hoil for the bolt, can't quite see how that's going to do anything. It looks like there may be a part missing, but anyway, I've got my battery out. So that's the original battery, which is a Bosch. It's a reasonable quality battery, one would assume, and it's an S5A13. So I put that into the battery selector and found this Varta battery. So what I like to do is, when I put a battery on a car that doesn't get used every day, I like to put a leisure battery on, basically. It's just my own thing. Leisure batteries are not as susceptible to failure by going flat They're designed to go flat basically and then be recharged completely, which proper car batteries aren't. A tad more expensive than a standard car battery, but nothing much. I think on this one we're probably looking at 20-30 quid, if that. Varta is a good make as far as I'm aware. It's exactly the same dimensions as the Bosch battery I'm taking out. It even looks virtually identical. Importantly, the terminals are in the right position, so we've got minus on the left hand side and positive on the right hand side. It's a 95 amp hour battery, which is exactly the same as the Bosch that's coming out. It's got 850 amp cranking power, but it's this dual purpose, and as signified here, little picture of a caravan and a battery pack and a boat. So designed for that kind of service, for being used to take power when there's no power coming back into the battery. So hopefully it'll last quite a lot longer in this situation. So, actually discovery, we found out how the battery security system works. I just happened to look at the auxiliary battery, and if you can see just at the bottom edge of the battery, I'm trying to hold a light which I'm going to put in there now. It's too bright, sorry, one moment. That's better. Right, so down here where my finger's pointing, you can see the black bar. It's popped in a hole at the far side, and at this side you can see down there it's got like a curly bit, and the bolt goes through it, so it tightens that bar onto the base of the battery. So what I found in the base of the battery box at this side, which wasn't fitted, doesn't go in the back of behind the battery, it goes in front of the battery. So you pop the battery in, slide it all the way back in the plastic fitting, and then very awkwardly it fits down the front of the battery. If I can show you, down in there. It's actually fitted in position now, and I don't know if you can see the bolt that holds it secure. I don't really know what I'm showing you here. I can't. Oh, there we go. Sorry. There we go. So it's. You can see that bolt head just on the corner of the battery there. So that's into the swirl. So you hook the far side of the metal rod into a reinforced hole in the plastic battery base or mounting, and it sits over the lip of the bottom of the battery, and then that bolt screws in there, and I'm just going to tighten that up now. Who would know such a thing? Rather nicely, everything seems to be designed for a 13mm socket in here. So once I get my little ratchet in, I can tighten up that bolt. There she goes. Oh, come on. You get the gist of it anyway. We're just putting the little bottom red lead on, and that's careful not to push the bolt through. Trap it with the terminal again, just hold pressure on the terminal against the bolt. That stops it sliding back inside until we get the nut on. Nuts are on. Nice easy threads, so you can easily do them up till finger tight and just finish them off with the socket. So that's that. That's 413mm again. Don't overdo them. Because it's easy done. Overdoing them, that is. That's it. That's the last one, and then now we can put the negative on. Always put the negative on last. There she blows, and everything's woken up. Now we've got some power. So now we need a 10mm socket for the earth, because it's for some strange reason got a 10mm on. So we need to make sure it's properly on, so I'll just slacken that off. I'll just rotate it a little bit like that, so it's the terminal's now flush with the top of the clamp, and we'll tighten the clamp. There we go. Now we've got some plastic trims to fit back on. So that one goes over the rear lip of the boot and slides forward, thus, and there's the light which we just knocked over from movement. And we've got the two trims that go, that should be part of that one, I believe, but it isn't any longer on this car. So that snaps on there, that one pops on there, covers all the positive terminals so they can't short out on anything, and we've about got it. We just have the boot trim to go on, I believe, which goes on that way. So it goes on that way. Yeah. So it's you can see at the back it's just got a simple, that's it, she's in. Where am I? Battery install, let's see if she starts. So here we are inside Bentley, and while I'm here I'm going to show you how I got in the boot when I had because this battery failed 2 days after I'd finished, stopped the car last, locked her up, came back to it, everything dead. The only way to get in is to remove, first of all, the rear seat base. When I got this car it wasn't even fastened in properly, and it still isn't, i.e. the screws weren't in, so you could easily pull the seat base out. Then you can pull the back off the seat. So I've got the seat base here sitting on the passenger seat, there's the seat base, there's seat back in the back, and then to the right hand side, upper side of the rear, right hand side passenger seat, right hand side as we sit in the car, there is a lever, and it's got a cable release to the boot, but that on its own will not release the boot. Well, it won't on this car. You have to get somebody to weigh down, press down on the boot lid just to take the pressure off the catch to allow you to then release it, and you push the lever all the way over and then they let go of the boot and it just pops up, he said confidently. Anyway, there we go. Let's see if she'll start. So, keys in my pocket. Oh, look at all that, everything's lighting up. Oh, what? There she goes, sorry about the radio. So yeah, perfect. First time start, and nothing untoward on the dash. Sounds as it should, the mighty W12. Apart from the little bit of loose baffle in the back, but yeah, she's up and running. Perfect. So, battery replaced, and hopefully no more issues. See you later. Please like and subscribe if this is your sort of thing. And clearly it's not everyone's thing, but it's my thing. One little extra mystery surprise. If you've got a GT, did you know you've got a little 12 volt power supply in the boot? And I've only just found this one. I'm just going to show you where. So here we are in the boot. There's the left hand side battery cover where we've just put the new battery in, and just above it here in front, look, there's a little plastic thing with 12 volt written on. So my inquisitive hand decided it would press it, and look what happens. How very Bentley-esque. Out pops a little 12 volt socket, sort of cigarette lighter-esque. Pop it back and it clicks in. Wow, who knew that? Oh, was the Bentley, full of surprises.